breaking news at OPEC. In a stunning development, the ministers have not been able to come together on a consensus to raise output. I want to get to Fadel Gheit, who's an oil analyst at Oppenheimer, joining us on the phone. And Fadel, what do you make of this development?
Well, basically, there are two camps in OPEC, one headed by the Saudis, and they are in favor of moderating oil prices. They are afraid that higher oil prices will stall economic recovery and will kill demand, and therefore will put pressure on oil prices in the second half of this year. They don't want to see a repeat of what happened in 2008 when oil prices reached $150 only to collapse to $30 before the end of that year. On the other hand, you have Venezuela, you have Iran. Basically, they are pushing for higher oil prices. They do not want to increase production. The only country that can increase production is really Saudi Arabia, because they have the spare capacity of about 4 million barrels. So, but my feeling here is that we are going to see consensus at the end of the day, and they will close ranks, and basically the Saudi side of OPEC will prevail, and we are going to see very little increase in oil in oil volume right now. There is no supply problem in my view.
In oil.
So I really do not see the jitteriness that we see in the market. I think oil prices could stay at the current level or even go lower.
But Fadel, I mean, the fact that you're seeing prices spike almost 2%, does not that tell you that perhaps the minister has made a mistake?
No, basically it's a reflection of a lot of speculation of what the outcome of OPEC is going to be. But there is nothing really earth-shaking is going to come out of OPEC. You are not going to see any million-barrel increase or 2 million-barrel increase. You're probably going to see a few 100,000-barrel increase just to cool off the rising oil price, which the Saudis don't think it's good for them in the long term.
Fadel, it's Dominic here. Is there a fair value that could be prescribed to oil right now? We've heard Venezuela, Iran maybe talking about this $100 as a fair market price for what oil should be. Is there something in your models that tells you that oil should either be higher or lower given the fundamentals in the market right now?
Absolutely lower. OPEC is saying that oil prices are inflated by between $15 and $20, and I think they are conservative. I think oil prices should be in the mid-80s, and basically we have to look at the Brent, not the WTI. WTI does not really represent the global market anymore. The Brent is trading today at $117, and Saudi Arabia is saying oil prices should be about 90. I think oil prices should be close to 80.
Fadel, just hang on, because we're getting some breaking headlines coming out from the Saudi oil minister, Al-Naimi. He is saying that this is, quote, one of the worst OPEC meetings he has ever had, said that 6 countries did not agree to an increase in the output of oil, and says that Saudi Arabia is ready to supply whatever the market needs. It's committed to supplying what the market needs. Some strong comments coming out from Al-Naimi. Where does this leave OPEC, and where does this leave it next? What is next?
It is really very clear to me. OPEC is saying that the rising oil price or higher oil prices, this is not because of lack of supply. So Saudi Arabia, on the other hand, agree with that, but still say we should put more supply on the market. But the rest of OPEC is saying you agree with us that it has nothing to do with supply and demand fundamental. Speculation is raising oil prices, so if we throw more oil at it, it's not going to change anybody's mind. And I agree with them to a certain extent. And that's why I think OPEC is now splitting itself against the speculators. Financial speculators are controlling the market. It's not OPEC.
Fadel, thank you very much.